Thank you very much, Mr. Simes. Pleasure to be here, to be with Minister Lavrov again. I know that your heart beats for the United Nations, for international organizations, there where you started your diplomatic life. My question is, what is the geographic status of international organizations that currently, if I may say, are still located in so-called neutral countries such as Switzerland and Austria, but which have abandoned their neutrality over the last 3 years? Do you think that this multipolar world requires a relocation? I'm thinking, for instance, of OPEC, oil-producing organization of oil-producing countries, to move, let's say, to Istanbul. It's just an idea. Or certain UN organizations located in Geneva to go to India, to the African continent, because with all these changes, I think we also will see a new mirror of these international organizations.
Спасибо.
Thank you. It would be best to move the UN to Sochi. By the way, Stalin seriously proposed this. But then he accommodated Roosevelt, first Long Island, then New York and Manhattan. Now all these structures have deeply rooted themselves. And not only physically in the form of buildings, property, but also in terms of personnel. Especially after permanent contracts were introduced, the staff bought themselves apartments, houses. If all this were to be relocated now, it would be such a movement of peoples, it's even frightening to imagine. I believe that we should approach this with the same principle as the United Nations Charter. There is not a single principle in it that is irrelevant or unjust today. And the only shortcoming is that they are not being fulfilled. As they used to say in our Russian Empire, the severity of Russian laws is mitigated by the non-obligation of their enforcement. So it is with the UN Charter. The same applies to the countries you listed, where the headquarters are currently located, the United States, Austria, and Switzerland. If the UN Charter were observed, then probably all global problems would be solved much more effectively. Just one principle of sovereign equality of states is worth something. Fulfill it. Difficult, hardly realistic, but nonetheless. The same goes for the relocation. Every city where UN structures are currently located has obligations written into the agreement between this organization and the host country. These obligations unequivocally require not to delay the issuance of visas for a year, 2 years, and not to restrict the movement of diplomats who work in missions to the international organization. That is why the UN Committee on Relations with the host country was created in New York, within which, even during the administration of Biden, we recorded a provision on the necessity for the United States, the state host of the headquarters, to fulfill its functions. This is important not so much because it would be cheaper than relocating, but because it is a matter of principle. You do not want to put up with the fact that obligations once recorded are being grossly violated. Right is always on the side of the one who demands the fulfillment of agreements. Russia always fulfills its agreements. We once again confirmed this during negotiations in the context of the special military operation.